And I represent the victim in this accident. This is the victim's parents, Matt and Emma. We're asking the media to keep my client's name out of the media to the extent possible at this point. She is a minor. We ask you to respect the family's privacy and wishes. With that being said, Emma and Matt have prepared a statement that they'd like to give, and after Emma gets done reading it, if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them to the best that I can, okay? Okay, go ahead, Emma.
All right. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to share our statement today. On the evening of Friday, August 22nd, our 16-year-old daughter was struck by a vehicle in the parking lot of the Del Mar Highlands shopping center in a hit-and-run incident. 2 cars were involved, and as my daughter and her friends used the crosswalk, the first car accelerated into the group, hitting our daughter inches away from driving over her head and narrowly missing her friends. Both cars fled the scene without stopping, without helping, and without knowing if anyone was dead or alive. Based on the disturbing video footage, it is clear how much more catastrophic this could have been for multiple families. What was meant to be a fun night with friends after a high school football game turned into the parents' greatest fear. Our daughter could have lost her life that night, and honestly, we have watched this video countless times, and there is no doubt our daughter saved her own life that night. And what we can't comprehend is how someone so carelessly could disregard her life, or the lives of her friends who were there with her that night. I can't imagine the weight that carries with this really wonderful group of young women. The fear, the anxiety, and the shattering of their sense of safety is just, it's undeniable. In the days since this has happened, it is clear to us that this is only the beginning of what will be a long and painful road to recovery for our daughter. Our children deserve to feel safe in their neighborhoods and in their community. And we trust the San Diego Police Department and the district attorney will handle this with the seriousness it deserves. We want to extend a heartfelt gratitude to the Torrey Pines High School community, our neighbors, and everyone who has reached out to support our daughter and her friends during this incredibly difficult time. The video of the incident, which many have now seen, was shared by a Good Samaritan, and we've received additional information from others in the community that may prove vital to the case. If you have any further information that could help, we live in a digital age, so if you or your children have seen anything, we encourage you to contact our attorney's office at Goldfaden Law, where we have a dedicated line that has been kept open to receive these calls. Even the smallest detail could make a difference. Our ask is just for privacy as our daughter continues to heal and as we navigate the difficult days ahead. And just a heartfelt thank you for compassion, understanding, and support. Thank you.
Thanks, Emma. Good job. Okay, we're going to open it up for questions right now. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Brother, go ahead.
Thank you for taking the time to speak to us about this. I know it's been probably a very emotional couple of days. I was wondering if you could expand on the extent of her injuries and how long she was in the hospital and what happened after the fact.
Yeah, I'm happy to comment on that. Right now we know that my client, Matt and Emma's daughter, has sustained head trauma. She's been diagnosed with concussion. She's receiving treatment and will continue to receive treatment for some time. Perhaps, more importantly, or equally as important, is the emotional trauma that she's going through right now. We really don't know the full extent of that, but it's clear that she's on a long road to recovery. She just went back to school for the first time today, Matt and Emma dropped her off. And there's obviously a social dynamic to this, being a high school student and people talking and asking questions. It will be very difficult for her for the foreseeable future.
Have you been in contact with investigators asking exactly what's going on in the investigation at this time?
Yeah, so we've been in contact with the lead detective on this case. He came and interviewed my client at their home last week. There's been an open sharing of information between the detective's office and our office. We're under the impression that that detective is submitting an evidence packet to the district attorney's office as of yesterday, and so we're hopeful that a lot more information will be coming out within the next 24 hours.
Are you under the impression that if charges are brought, that they'll be brought as an adult or a minor?
I don't know how charges will be brought, but we are of the belief that the suspect in this case is a minor.
Could you tell us more about your daughter? Was she on the sports team? How has this affected her day-to-day life?
Yeah, so their daughter is a very active individual. She enjoys surfing, playing flag football, and it is certainly affecting her just in the fact that she's not doing any of those activities right now and doesn't know when she will be able to do that. And her personality is somewhat reserved, as would be expected. I've also been informed by Matt that she's had to withdraw from an AP class because of this. She's an exceptional student, and that this is affecting her cognitively in the short amount of time since the accident. And so, who knows what's going to happen from here.
And do we know if the school has taken any punitive action against the people involved?
That's a really good question. I don't know to what extent I can answer that right now with the ongoing criminal investigation. The detective has been pretty forthcoming with me, and I want to keep that confidence. I also want to work hand in hand with the district attorney whenever that person does come forward after the charges are brought. But I do know that the suspect is a high school student, and I would expect that there would be some punitive action taken outside of the criminal law from the school.
Do they attend the same school?
It's my understanding that they do not.
Did the suspect ever come forward with more information to police or turn themselves in?
All the information that we have at this point is that the detective was conducting an interview of the suspect as of yesterday. Okay. It's my understanding that the suspect did not ever turn himself in or come forward or anything like that. And so that's all the information that we have on that.
Emma, this looks hard for you.
Yeah, I mean,
Nothing worse.
life has changed since last Friday. It's very hard to think that anything like that could happen. What should be just a fun night for a wonderful group of girls.
I'm a parent, and anytime that I get a phone call from school, anybody, my heart drops because it's the middle of the day. What was that phone call like for you?
So I've asked Emma and Matt not to share too much information right now because there is an ongoing criminal investigation as well as our civil case, which we're looking out for. I think that you probably had the same visceral response to watching the video that we all have had as a parent myself, watching what happened in that video where a car is accelerating through a group of 16-year-old girls. Is horrific. It's gut-wrenching. And I think one of the issues that we are going to have to face and try to figure out, and will be up to the district attorney's office to try to figure out over the next couple of weeks and months, is whether or not this act was intentional or unintentional. As a parent, as Emma and Matt have expressed to me, they had that same visceral response. And thankfully, a Good Samaritan in the community sent them a videotape from his own Tesla that was recording. I imagine there's a lot more evidence out there that we have not gathered at this point. And so we're asking people right now in the community, if anyone has any information, please come forward so that we can decide and help the district attorney's office decide to what extent this was intentional.
I know a lot of people were asking about the Bank of America footage. Do you know if the police had access to that, or if they even questioned witnesses the night of the accident or the crash?
Yeah, so I was actually on the phone with the representative from the Bank of America building yesterday. They do have surveillance footage. I have not seen it at this point in time. I know that the police do have access to it, so hopefully they have that footage as well. And then there are a few different camera angles that Matt and Emma have been provided by the members of the community that show the car accelerating through the group of girls, including their daughter, as well as fleeing the scene in front of the McDonald's building.
Are you pursuing any civil action against the suspect and the suspect's family?
Yes, absolutely. That's the reason that I'm here. We just have to be patient on the civil side of things to see how the criminal charges pan out, and you know, what type of charges are brought, and what type of crimes the suspect ends up pleading to or being convicted of.
If charges are brought, or even if charges are not brought, what are you seeking?
Well, we're seeking the same thing that we seek in every case. We're seeking compensation that can hopefully bring some type of justice to my client and her family. Oftentimes, criminal charges fall short of doing that for a number of reasons, especially when there's a juvenile involved as a suspect. And so, you know, we don't know exactly how that's going to shape out. All I can do for the family is to provide them with some type of relief, to compensate their daughter for her injuries, and hopefully do what we can to try to make her whole.
Maybe you can answer, Emma, I'll just ask it to you. Has your daughter seen the video?
She has.
She has?
Yes, correct me if I'm
Yes.
wrong, but I mean, yes,
Yes,
many
she has.
times. And
She
relives this video each night. I mean, she's suffering from nightmares right now. She goes out on walks and thinks about what happened as cars drive by. You can imagine the impact that something like this has on an individual. And I think the questions that she still has that are unanswered in her head, like why this happened to her and what the intent of the driver was in committing this act, you can imagine how that weighs on a 16-year-old girl. So yeah, she's going through that right now and reliving it every day. Anything else, guys? Okay. Well, thank you all for coming and for being here. Again, we're just asking the community to please reach out with any information that you have. You can find our dedicated phone number on our website at Goldfaden Law. To the members of the La Jolla community, we thank you so much for providing the information that you have so far, and we are looking to swiftly resolving this case and working hand in hand with the district attorney's office to do so. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thanks guys.
Thank you.